The Hornet was born in Japan in 1996, but it was only in 2004 that it arrived in Brazil and became a national passion. If you didn't know, Brazil is the place where the most Hornets were sold in the world. It was available from 2004 to 2014, and about 47,000 units were sold. And now, Honda has revived the Hornet name with 3 models. We have the entry-level CB750 Hornet, this one here, the CB750 Hornet, and the 4-cylinder CB1000 Hornet, all available in Brazil. The CB1000 is launching soon, so subscribe to the channel to catch the video. There's also a video on the CB500 Hornet available now. Today, I'm in Santa Catarina, invited by Honda to test their latest release. In this video, you'll find out everything about it, technical features, performance on the highway, and on the curves here in the region. I'll share its price, insurance cost, and more. If you're new, I'm Amanda Pagliari. This is Brazil's most charming motorcycle channel, featuring the internet's best videos. Leave a like, this bike deserves it. This is the intermediate Hornet, aimed at a young audience who have some riding experience but aren't quite experts yet. Not ready for a CB1000, right? 4 cylinders, for example, but seeking more performance than the CB500 Hornet. And the cool thing is that the design is cutting edge, so you have a really aggressive street fighter motorcycle. The interesting thing is that its design was created in Italy by the Honda team from Italy. And the cool thing is that its side here was inspired by a wing from the Vespa. If you don't know, Hornet in English means wasp. It's a design focused on lightness, agility, and fun. A compact naked bike, here we have its weight, a total of 180 kilos, not counting the fluids in its fuel tank, which has a capacity of 15.2 liters of gasoline. All the lights are LED, including this detail here for the double headlight, these really interesting light projectors. We also have the daytime running light, and the turn signals are LED as well. And the cool thing is that they're on all the time. Why? For safety, to let the vehicle in front of you know that it's a motorcycle, since they'll see the setup here with 2 turn signals and the headlight, and they have automatic turn signal cancellation. You can disable this function on both the dashboard and the employee self-service system, which operates similarly. When you make an emergency stop at a certain speed, the electronics detect it and activate the rear turn signals automatically. In practice, the vehicle behind you will pay attention, will stay alert, bringing you more safety. The seat is split, which is characteristic of Naked motorcycles, and for the passenger, this little seat here is unfortunately quite small. The seat height from the ground is 79.5 centimeters. All right. And down here it has a USB port. Yes, they could have put the port up here on the handlebar, but this is what we have for now. About the suspensions. Here we have Showa's inverted fork without adjustment, but it features separate function fork, big piston technology, which separates the hydraulic and mechanical functions in each fork tube. The fork has a diameter of 41 mm and a total travel of 130 mm. At the rear, there's an aluminum swing arm with ProLink, 130 mm of travel, and 7 levels of preload adjustment on the front spring. We have 196 mm dual wave shaped discs and 4 piston calipers. And on the rear brake, we have a diameter of 240 mm and a single piston, both from the brand Nissan. Music. This hiss is a Honda system that features an electronic immobilizer. Even if someone copies or tampers with the bike, it won't start since the key is electronic. Let's put it that way. The dashboard is fully digital and the same size as the 500s, but it's a different design. Exterior lights and indicators are centralized here. The background is white but can be changed to black or set to automatic. The central speedometer and tachometer are also displayed. Here we have the fuel gauge and some information. The cool thing is you can also change the dashboard layout however you want. Identify main points. Omit redundancies. Keep original perspective. Preserve all proper names. Ensure grammar and clarity. And here, if you press it, the side menu will open and you can configure the motorcycle. And here you can also get another summary, right? Trip A and B, you can see its fuel consumption, which is pretty interesting. And here, even the riding modes. I'll press here. Everything is done on the left handlebar. The standard mode comes from the factory, showing engine power and brake settings. And here, traction control. And then you switch to sport mode, right? You can see how the power is high, traction control, traction if it's low. Here you have rain mode, and here user 1 and 2 modes, which you can set up however you want. Or you can turn off the traction control, but remember that every time you restart the motorcycle, the traction control will be activated at a lower level, right? It's more activated for safety reasons. Unlike the European version, this dashboard doesn't offer connectivity with your phone. Hold on, I'm going to ask Ms. Honda why this happened here for the Hornet 750. I'm even going to ask why. What? Hornet? I'm even going to ask Ms. Honda for a Honda car. So that's it, 5 liters, right? My Meyer styling, this one from Volatility, Let's Esquire, NFC Escaro Race. Nudedka. However, of course, the map for each function, for each proposal is actually adjusted. It's an engine that focuses on low and medium revs. An interesting new feature for this new engine platform is that it brings the vortex system, I'll explain it to you, in practice. In short, this new system makes the air create kind of a vortex, some little whirlwinds inside the engine. This allows air to enter more forcefully, improving performance. Besides that, the fuel pump is the same as the one from the Fireblade RRR, which gives the engine a lot of performance, but also makes it more efficient. It features an electronic throttle, a slipper, and assisted clutch and traction control. Didn't I tell you all about it? And something interesting is that the clutch is new. It's a new technology, IFLS, which has some unique grooves, which in practice makes gear shifts smoother due to the oil flow, which reduces drag torque. And now that you know everything about the new Hornet, let's ride. Man, this bike corners so well. It's such a delight to ride. It feels like a CB300 with a more powerful engine. It's really easy to handle. This bike helps you out, so I don't think you really need to, go through the 500 Hornet. If you already have some bike experience, for example. The Twister has been around for quite a while. You have experience. It's a bigger bike. You can already move up to the Hornet 750, ride it in standard or range mode if you get a little scared. But the bike, it helps you out, right? This engine isn't a 4-cylinder, but it's a progressive engine, an engine that delivers, right? And I really like this type of engine, and it's really good for those who are progressing because it's a bike that helps you. So think that with the Hornet 1000, technically speaking, you're already an experienced rider. Here you're still progressing, so you can make mistakes, and the bike allows you to because it's not that aggressive. And then a lot of people will say, oh, I didn't like it, I don't know whatever. When it comes to horsepower, it's complicated, guys, I'm not going to lie. You think this engine needs more excitement? Especially when we look at the competitors, you have the direct competitor, the MT-07, you have the Suzuki 8S, you have the Trident 660, which has a very sporty engine, right? 3-cylinder. So there are several options that we have on the market, and people are going to compare things like return and cost, right? Best value for money, the price, the return it gives in excitement and everything else. And then we'll see how the sales will turn out, right? Why did Honda cut down the bike, right? Took away 20 horsepower. Is it because Honda is mean? Calm down. I'm going to ask Honda, directly to Honda, why did the bike come with 20 less horsepower? Okay, don't go anywhere, okay? Leave a like if you're enjoying the video. Honestly, I felt like it lacked horsepower. I'm really curious to ride this original Hornet 750, with its 20 horsepower. Maybe someday Europe will do it and test it against this one, right? It would be interesting to have that perspective, right? Why do I say the engine lacks spice? That doesn't mean it's weak. You always have to work with the engine. Higher revs, so from what I felt here, 5,000, 6,000 revolutions per minute, 6,000 engine in third gear. Here it feels really nice, so the bike pushes, it's exciting, good, the bike is exciting, 6,000 revs here, the bike really pushes, you can feel the engine's strength. It's really fun to take stable turns. So what I see is dirt on the track, so what I see, was it missing some excitement? Not when you're driving on a highway like this, but when you're going to drive at high speed on a highway like Bandeirantes or Castelo. So, I don't know, you're going to take the Rodanel and you're going to speed up, so you'll push the bike and it, will go hit the real top speed for real, right? Dashboard shows 187 km/h according to Honda's measurement. Comfort, it's a bike that has a hard seat. There's no way around it, right? That's how naked bikes are. The focus of this bike is sportiness, so it won't have a soft seat. But you fit well, you can move to the back, but I prefer to stay in the front. Why? Because I can grip the tank here with my legs, I can hold on well, so for me, it's much better this way than staying in the back. There's a gap here, so I feel more control of the bike here. So don't expect much comfort here from the Hornet. You'll be here with your legs bent. There's no way around it. That's just how it is, right? Sport bikes and naked bikes have this characteristic. What did I think of the engine? If you keep riding in sport mode, it's more exciting. It's really fun to ride in sport mode. I don't know how the fuel consumption will be, I'll tell you about it in a bit, but what I can say is that sport mode brings more excitement. However, I think the 20 horsepower are missed. Okay. Look, taking these curves here at Sariña is pure joy. Amazing experience in Santa Catarina. Honda picked the perfect place to test the engine's strength. I said it needed a little more spice because I like power. I like to speed up, And one thing I wanted to tell you is that the gearbox here is really, really smooth. Look, we're passing through here. Welcome to the European Valley. We're almost finishing the ride, but before we wrap up the video, let's check out its price, how much it goes for on the market, and the important insurance value. And also Honda's answer as to why it came with less horsepower. Let's go, and before we bring Honda here to answer those questions about the engine power and also the lack of connectivity. And I brought Luis Gustavo, Honda's public relations officer, here to answer a few questions for us. Thank you for joining us, Luis. Well, guys, here on the Motoplay channel, Amandinha doesn't sugarcoat things. She asks the questions you want to ask. By the way, leave your questions down below, because if I don't answer them now, I'll ask Honda in other opportunities. Related to the Hornet, okay, first, why does the Brazilian Hornet have 20 horsepower, less than the European version? Is it because Honda wanted it that way? No.
Not at all. So here's the thing, right, Amanda? The whole mechanical set is the same, similar to what we have in Europe. So what happens here in Brazil? We have some standards, right? Some regulations where the measurement processes are different compared to other countries in the world. So to meet these emission and noise regulations, it underwent this electronic adjustment to be approved for sale in Brazil. However, what's most important is that all the programming that was done for the electronic injection, right? From the module's responses, it delivers a lot at low revolutions per minute, right? So as it revs up, the throttle response is very intense. So I believe you guys have felt that in practice. So these 20 horsepower that we have, right? Compared to the rest of the world, you'll only be able to feel any difference at very high RPMs above 9,000. Exactly, you can only access all that power in certain cases. The main thing is it's fun and provides strong torque at low RPMs.
And what's interesting is that it's really light. I even mentioned it, right? It feels like a CB300 on the Twister, but with a big engine because it's so easy to handle. I'm excited to ride in the lane soon for the standard motoplay test in the city and share it with you all. But just to wrap up this part about the differences, there's no connectivity on the dashboard, right? Why does the European version have it but not the Brazilian one?
Yeah, it's the same process, right, Amanda? Regulatory Communication and Telecommunication Agency approval process. Since this whole communication process works through frequency waves via Bluetooth and so on, so it needs to be approved by the regulatory agencies, so it's in the approval process, it's in line. I believe that soon we'll have this convenience, versatility and connectivity on motorcycles.
Let me ask a question. Is there a possibility for those who already buy this version, right? The 2026 model? I bought it, okay? Is it possible that the update will be able to upgrade it or not?
Yes, it could be. We've already seen this happen, right? In some past models, like with the CB1000 itself, the Neo Sports Cafe, the CB1000R. So it will all depend on what is needed to go through this whole homologation process. If adjustments such as radio frequency changes are needed, some changes may be required. If there isn't, I believe it will be simpler and easier to get approval for using the technology.
Nice, good to know, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. See you next time.
Regarding fuel consumption, well, Honda said it does 21 kilometers per liter according to a specific measurement, which I didn't have access to myself. In the end, it surprised me, okay? I drove in sport mode 99% of the time. It got a fuel consumption of 21.4 kilometers per liter. Some people got even more, right? Most people got better fuel consumption than Mandinha, but some got less. So it really depends on your driving style. But the fuel consumption surprised me. Well, what I thought about the motorcycle, the stretch we rode here, tight curves. It handled well with the low-speed torque of a more powerful bike. On stretches like this in the mountains, it really helps. I was most surprised by its lightness. So, it's a trouble-free bike that's easy and fun to ride. It's beautiful, light, compact, and the engine suits this terrain perfectly. So, if you want a highway bike, in the end, unfortunately, it won't meet your needs. You saw Honda's response, right? From Luis, but don't say I said so, okay? I'm not telling anyone to do this, but I heard that Our Lady of Remap will help those in distress who have issues. With engine tuning, you lose the warranty, but some people remap and leave the engine at full power. Remember, gasoline differs between Brazil and Europe. So don't take the European map and use it here in Brazil because it could go wrong. Go to someone specialized, right? And Our Lady of Remap can help you. If you love the Hornet and want it at full power, it includes a 3-year warranty and Honda assistance providing coverage in Brazil and select Latin American countries. And it's available in 2 colors, white and black. List your favorite color below with a suggested retail price from Ringgit Malaysia, 53,694 Rays. That's it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it with your friends. They'll enjoy it too. It's a twin-cylinder Hornet, calmer than the Hornet 1000, the 4-cylinder one. It's coming and then we'll have the complete family, from the entry-level 500 up to the 1000. And of course, everyone will choose the one that fits their budget and also their riding level. You have to be very careful when choosing your motorcycle. Let's evolve step by step, but I want to know your opinion. Do you like this release? Write it here. Above, I posted a video of her cousin, the Transalp, which has the same engine. Several technologies are shared with this Honda trail bike. And down here, I left a really cool video that I know you'll like. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Lots of new releases coming. This video is just first impressions. When is it releasing? You'll get the full Motoblade review with pros and cons, but you must turn on the notification bell. Join the channel for benefits, like, subscribe, and see you next time. Another kiss.